In the world of chess, few can apply pressure as smoothly and methodically as Magnus Carlsen. And in this matchup, Alexander Shimanov chooses a bold path, challenging the world champion right from move 1, with the Scandinavian Defense. This one's a slow build, and a brilliant collapse. So, buckle up, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more epic breakdowns from Zuko Chess. Let's dive into the game. White is Magnus Carlsen. Black is Alexander Shimanov. Let's go. Carlsen opens with pawn to e4, the classic center grab. Shimanov strikes back immediately with pawn to d5, the Scandinavian defense. An aggressive response, aiming to challenge control from move 1. Carlsen captures the pawn. Shimanov recaptures with the queen to d5, quick, but it exposes her early. Carlsen plays knight to c3, instantly attacking the queen. Shimanov gives a check with queen to e5, a slight delay in development, but it shakes things up. Carlsen blocks the check with bishop to e2. Shimanov develops his bishop to g4, pinning the f3 square and applying early pressure. Carlsen strengthens the center with pawn to d4. Shimanov trades. Bishop takes e2. Carlsen recaptures with knight to e2. And again, queen to a5, another check. Shimanov is keeping things sharp. Carlsen blocks with pawn to c3, reinforcing the center. Shimanov develops his knight to f6, looking to catch up in piece activity. Carlsen plays knight to f3, preparing to castle. Shimanov replies with e6, opening lines for his light-squared bishop. Carlsen castles king Cid, safety first. Shimanov plays bishop to d6, placing it on a strong central square. And now we transition into the middle game. Carlsen pushes pawn to c4, gaining queenside space. Shimanov responds with pawn to c6, solidifying the center. Carlsen develops knight to c3. Shimanov castles king Cid. Both kings are now safe. Carlsen centralizes with rook to e1, eyeing the e-file. Shimanov develops knight to d7, adding support to the center. Carlsen plays pawn to c5, closing off the queenside and restricting black. Shimanov retreats the bishop to e7. Carlsen plays a quiet move, a3, possibly preparing b4. Shimanov slides the queen to c7, pointing toward h2. Carlsen plays pawn to g3, building a solid kingside structure. Shimanov answers with pawn to b6, setting up tension. Carlsen develops bishop to f4, pressuring c7. Shimanov shifts the queen to b7, keeping it safe and guarding key squares. Carlsen advances pawn to b4, expanding further. Shimanov plays a5, trying to disrupt Carlsen's pawn chain. Carlsen plays rook to b1, defending the b4 pawn. Shimanov captures. a5 takes b4. Carlsen recaptures. A takes b4. Shimanov brings rook to d8, possibly eyeing control of the d-file. Carlsen plays queen to c2, defending and looking toward kingside action. Shimanov maneuvers his knight to f8, planning to reroute to g6. Carlsen pushes h4, kingside attack begins. Shimanov jumps knight to d5, attacking the c3 knight and bishop. Carlsen offers a trade with bishop to g5. Shimanov hits back with pawn to f6, forcing the bishop out. Carlsen retreats to d2, a sneaky move. Shimanov captures the knight on c3. Carlsen recaptures. Queen takes c3. Shimanov centralizes rook to d5, preparing pressure. Carlsen plays king to g2, a quiet safety move. Shimanov doubles rooks, moving rook to d8. Carlsen slides rook to a1, gaining control of the a-file. Shimanov pushes pawn to e5, opening lines. But it's risky. Let's see how Carlsen punishes it. Carlsen captures on b6, opening the queenside. Shimanov takes on d4, attacking the queen. Carlsen plays queen to c4, pinning the rook on d5. Shimanov plays bishop to d6, eyeing g3, but it leaves d4 exposed. Carlsen jumps in, Knight takes d4, crushing the center. Shimanov plays rook to c8, defending c6. Carlsen jumps knight to f5, deep into enemy territory. Shimanov steps acid, king to h8. Carlsen lifts the rook to a7, threatening pressure on b7. Shimanov captures. Pawn takes b6. Carlsen crashes through. Rook takes g7. Shimanov slides queen to b5, trying to counter. Carlsen plays queen to g4, building up pressure on g7 and h5. Shimanov blocks with knight to g6. Shimanov sacrifices, rook to h7, check. Shimanov must capture, king takes h7. Carlsen plays queen to h5, check. Shimanov moves king to g8. Carlsen, queen takes knight on g6, check. Shimanov, king steps to f8, checkmate. A beautiful finish, clean, elegant, and absolutely lethal. And that's the game. Not just a win, but a masterclass in patience, planning, and precision. Carlsen shows us, attack is good, but building position wins battles. A small weaknesses can become massive cracks. And sometimes, brilliance is simple, if it's accurate. A 37-move miniature masterpiece. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, smash that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next legendary battle, only here on Nxe2 Qa5. Thanks for watching. See you in the next